Welcome to our show, Middle East Briefing. Today, we dive into the significant news that the Kansas State Pension Fund has divested nearly $300 million from Chinese securities, a move driven by the Countries of Concern Divestment Act. This decision reflects growing tensions between the U.S. and China, as more states follow suit in distancing themselves from investments in countries deemed concerning. In political news, Donald Trump's cabinet selections for his potential second term are causing quite a stir among hardline conservatives. While some initial appointments seem to align with his base, the inclusion of centrist figures has left many supporters feeling alienated. This raises questions about Trump's strategy moving forward, especially with significant reforms on the horizon. Lastly, we turn our attention to Gaza, where the distribution of crucial aid is being severely hindered by criminal gangs. The situation is dire, with rampant theft and lawlessness complicating humanitarian efforts. As winter approaches, the need for organized aid delivery is more urgent than ever, yet concerns linger over the effectiveness of proposed security measures. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage on these pressing issues. Nikkei Asia reports that the Kansas State Pension has divested nearly $300 million from Chinese securities, a move prompted by the new Countries of Concern Divestment Act. This legislation mandates state-managed funds to withdraw investments from countries deemed concerning, including China, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Russia, and Venezuela. The Kansas Public Employee Retirement System, (PERS), liquidated 12 securities from its holdings, representing about 1% of its total investments. Although the divestment incurred a loss of $635,000, PERS has adjusted its international investment benchmarks to exclude China, aligning with a growing trend among other U.S. states like Florida and Texas to sever ties with Chinese investments amid escalating tensions between the two nations. The Independent highlights the unexpected selections made by Donald Trump for his second-term cabinet, which have stirred discontent among hardline conservatives. While initial appointments appeared to cater to his base, Trump's choices, such as Marco Rubio for Secretary of State, signal a departure from the extreme right-wing ideology that some expected. Rubio's centrist stance and support for military aid have drawn criticism from factions within the party, revealing the ongoing struggle within the Republican Party to reconcile Trump-style populism with traditional conservative values. As Trump continues to make controversial choices that alienate certain voter groups, questions arise about his strategic intentions in building political capital with the Senate, especially as he prepares for significant legislative pushes on immigration. BBC reports on the dire situation in southern Gaza, where criminal gangs are obstructing the distribution of humanitarian aid amid severe shortages. With armed thefts becoming increasingly common, aid workers and locals describe a breakdown of law and order, exacerbated by the ongoing conflict. In response to rampant looting, Hamas has reactivated a security force to restore control, although some view this as a strategic move to eliminate competition in the black market. As food prices soar and basic necessities become scarce, displaced residents express their desperation for equitable aid distribution. Despite international calls for increased aid access, both the Israeli authorities and the prevailing chaos hinder relief efforts, leaving many Gazans to suffer under extreme conditions as they await much-needed supplies. The Independent highlights the critical food safety tips for Thanksgiving, a time when many Americans take on the challenge of preparing elaborate multi-dish feasts. With the risk of foodborne illnesses increasing during this season, experts like Donald Schaffner from Rutgers University emphasize the importance of safe turkey handling. They advise against washing the turkey to prevent contamination and recommend thawing it properly, using methods like refrigeration or cold water. The turkey must reach an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit, and side dishes must be kept out of the danger zone of temperatures between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Cleaning surfaces and using separate utensils for raw meats and vegetables are essential steps to minimize the risk of food poisoning. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation reports on a potential ceasefire deal between Israel and Hezbollah, which may be announced soon, marking a significant development in the ongoing conflict. Amid heavy airstrikes in Beirut, the Lebanese Health Ministry has reported over 3,700 casualties since the conflict escalated on October 7. The proposed agreement, possibly facilitated by the United States and France, would involve a 60-day ceasefire and a gradual withdrawal of Israeli forces from southern Lebanon. Concerns remain about Hezbollah's military presence and the ability of international monitors to enforce the ceasefire effectively, with Israeli officials stressing the importance of preventing Hezbollah from regrouping along the border. According to the Associated Press, the Indian Premier League (IPL) auction is a grand spectacle in the world of cricket, where teams bid for top players to build their squads for the upcoming season. The recent auction saw Rishabh Pant becoming the most expensive player in IPL history, fetching $3.2 million from the Lucknow supergiants. This year's auction, held in Saudi Arabia, featured nearly 1,600 players vying for 204 spots, with teams operating under a budget of $14.3 million. The IPL has gained immense popularity, drawing millions of viewers and substantial broadcasting deals, making it one of the richest domestic leagues globally. The season is set to commence on March 14, promising a thrilling series of matches throughout its duration. Deutsche Welle reports that optimism is rising among world leaders regarding a potential ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah as discussions progress. U.S. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby indicated that negotiations are moving in a positive direction, although he cautioned that an agreement is not yet finalized. German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock echoed these sentiments, noting increased momentum in talks, while French President Emmanuel Macron emphasized the need for both sides to seize the opportunity for peace. Meanwhile, Israel's cabinet is set to convene to discuss the proposed ceasefire, with Lebanese officials expressing cautious optimism, though the ultimate decision lies with Israel. New York Times highlights the legal challenges facing former President Donald Trump, as special counsel Jack Smith requested the dismissal of 2 indictments against him, citing the Justice Department's policy that sitting presidents cannot be prosecuted. This move marks a significant turning point in the lengthy legal saga surrounding Trump's alleged attempts to overturn the 2020 election and his handling of classified documents. Despite the dismissals, the possibility remains for the charges to be refiled after Trump completes his term. Additionally, Trump continues to shape his administration with key cabinet appointments, raising questions about their potential impact on the working class and his relationship with Senate leader Mitch McConnell. Al Jazeera details the ongoing violence in Lebanon as Israel intensifies its military attacks, resulting in numerous casualties while simultaneously claiming that a ceasefire agreement with Hezbollah is imminent. Despite the bombardment, Israeli officials, including Ambassador Mike Herzog, assert that negotiations are nearing completion, with only a few points left to finalize. The proposed ceasefire would involve an Israeli withdrawal from southern Lebanon and the deployment of Lebanese troops in the region. However, the situation remains precarious, as hostilities escalate on both sides, with Hezbollah launching significant rocket attacks into Israel. As the toll of the conflict rises, both Lebanese and Israeli civilians are left hoping for a resolution amidst the chaos. The Independent reports a tragic incident in the Red Sea where a tourist yacht named Sea Story sank after reportedly being struck by a wave during the night, leaving 2 Britons among at least 16 individuals feared missing. The vessel, which was carrying 31 tourists and 13 crew members, capsized off the coast of Marsa Alam, prompting a large-scale rescue operation that saved 28 survivors. Eyewitness accounts from crew members describe the harrowing moment the boat was thrown onto its side by a powerful wave. Despite the quick response, the chances of finding the missing individuals diminish as time passes. By Monday afternoon, rescuers expressed concern for their survival after more than 12 hours in the water. The Egyptian Meteorological Authority had previously issued warnings of rough seas, advising against maritime activities, a caution that now carries a heavy weight in the aftermath of this disaster. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
News breaks, buzz the ground, stories spit, walls come down, voices merge in the sound, faces mix in the crowd. Broadcasters paint the scene, world events on our screen. Every link a different theme, words collide in the stream. 6 degrees connect the dots, background stories hold the nuts. Hear the voices rise aloft, truth unveils in every spot. factors day by day, hidden truths come to play. In the background, shades of gray, every story finds its way. Factors day by day, hidden truths come to play. In the background, shades of gray, every story finds its way.
Cultures, I go, what really or do not, what enough to be you, everything and ever, what enough and after, what enough and after, what enough and 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 enough.